I'm pregnant.
Molly, the person who talks
Hi
about
everyone, I'm very
things
excited to
with
tell you that I'm
people
pregnant.
while they eat.
It's funny because sometimes finding out that you're pregnant can be not the best of news, and other times it's wonderful news. And it all depends on timing and what you want individually as a woman. And it's just really kind of an odd circumstance. Like, you're never going to get disappointed from receiving a gift or, a chocolate bar or something. Well, maybe if you're on a diet and you're like, please, I'm trying to be good, which that's a whole nother topic. Eat the chocolate bar, in my opinion. I think it's just kind of a funny thing. I mean, it's a huge life change, so it makes sense. It's not like temporary indulgence of a candy bar. It's life-changing, and sometimes you're not ready for that. Like in high school, we were making sure that we weren't pregnant, and college, and pretty much before marriage, because that's just wrong, by society's standards. I'm not judging if someone got pregnant outside of wedlock. So I'm married and I got pregnant, and we wanted to, so it's a good thing and it's a happy thing. And it's also complicated to share the news with people because I'm super aware that some people are struggling with fertility. Some people, it's not as exciting news for them because they start to reflect on their own circumstance and might feel sad or envious, so it's hard to feign an excited response perhaps. So I've been kind of chill about it and try to be sensitive to people, and I don't know what anyone's going through. They make it sound so easy in high school, and they teach you not to have sex at all or else you will get pregnant and die. And yeah, I just find it interesting that you grow up and you're like, oh, it's actually kind of hard. There's like a small window. But it's not hard for everyone, and also we're more fertile when we're younger. So anyways, I'm excited, and I knew that I was pregnant. I had that gut feeling. And I was also very angry about very small things that would never enrage me. The day that I really felt like I knew was when Franco and I sat down to watch The Sound of Music, and I was in a goofy mood prior, and I was kind of, as the orchestration came up and the different instruments started playing, I was kind of being trolly and just naming them. I'm like, there's the flautist, there's the clarinet, and not taking it seriously. The second that it zoomed down to Julie Andrews on the hill and she's saying, the hills are alive, I lost it. I sobbed uncontrollably, which was a complete 180 from the mood I was just in. And I just cried because it was so stunning and beautiful, and it just shook me. And I will say there is something about those old musicals and prior to auto-tune and to needing everything to be perfect, there's something so raw and real. This lasted throughout the movie. I was very sentimental about it. And I loved this movie as a kid. I just hadn't seen it in a while. And watching it, there were things that really shook me and moved me in a new way. And it was kind of, I was seeing the perspective more of the nanny than I had maybe when I was a kid. I probably related more to the kids. But I was just seeing the songs in their context, remembering how it all comes together, and I was just really touched and appreciated the movie and cried several times. And I said after that, if I'm not pregnant, something is something is off with my hormones or emotions. I don't know what, because it was a dramatic overreaction. So the next day I took a test and I peed on the stick like you do, and it said I was pregnant, and so my hypothesis was correct, and I was very excited, and I shared the news with my husband, and it was hard waiting to share the news with other people because I was feeling so sick for so long, which is something that they don't tell you really. You hear about morning sickness, but it's really just every day and night, all the days, all the time. You're sick, you're nauseous, everything smells weird, lots of funky symptoms that I had no idea happened. And yeah, but I finally made it through, and I'm in the second trimester. For those of you who don't know, there are 3 trimesters in a pregnancy. It's broken up in 3 months, and the second trimester is supposedly the best. I shouldn't be holding this tripod, but I'm leaving for work soon, and I just wanted to make this quick. And we made our bed, well, yesterday, and then I slept in it, so never mind, I'm not going to show you. But it kind of looks nice in here, so I came in here. But now we're on a roller coaster. Oh! That's metaphorical for my experience being pregnant. It has been a roller coaster. I've accepted dual emotions more, and that you can feel excited and happy and scared and nervous, and with any big change there's a loss, and you know, my freedom and all. I'm not, to some extent, I'm playing a new role right now. My primary role is not mother. I mean, you might argue it is, because like my body is literally housing a child, which is very weird. And sometimes I think about how there's like 2 eyeballs in my belly. There's 2 eyeballs in there. That's a little creepy, but exciting. So I am playing the role of a mother, but not as actively right now. My body is, but I'm more aware of other roles, like maybe a friend, a wife, a thinker, an artist. Actually, I haven't been creating as much lately. I've been more in absorb mode. But these different labels and identities, they kind of shift at different times. And maybe right now a lot of us are TV watchers, which makes sense. You're in quarantine, and it's kind of depressing. Whew. Do you hear my stomach? I need to eat something. Let's go. This is like a real vlog. Come along. What time is it? Hey Siri, where are you? There you are. So, every day I've been having a bagel, and you see how I just walked down the stairs and I'm kind of out of breath? That's been happening a lot, where I do nothing and I'm out of breath, and it's kind of funny. I won't notice it sometimes, but when I start talking, that's when it's more obvious. So I used to like bread. This vlog's taking a turn. I do have to go to work soon, so I'm gonna have to wrap it up. But I was talking about the roles that we play and how we have kind of a main identity at any given time. Right now, I am the most a vlogger. I am talking to this camera, and I am setting up a video for YouTube. So I am a vlogger right now. And after this, I will be an eater. I don't know. A shift moment to moment. But in general, my identity right now, I'm a wife, I'm a homeowner. All these very traditional things, which is very strange because I don't see myself as all that traditional, but I also really, really enjoy my life, and wouldn't have it any other way, except for, I guess I could have another human. A little baby! I try to get the last of the butter, even when it's pretty much empty. Does anyone else do this? So when you become a mom, your primary role is mother, there's a lot to do, and you're very needed, especially at first. And I'm excited for that and anticipating trying to prepare for this baby and to be the best mother that I could be, putting, you know, a lot of pressure on myself, hopefully not as much pressure on the baby, trying to, you know, resolve some of my stuff. It's scary to bring a baby into this world. It's very corrupt and sad, and I think that in general the world is a little messed, but life can be good. It also depends on what card you're dealt, which is so unfortunate. And I don't know, I struggle with that a little bit, with the idea of having children because of what this mess we're bringing them into. But on the same side, if people who care, and idealists and whatnot, aren't choosing to have children, and more people who are perhaps more ignorant, and not to judge, but there are some real jerks out there, and if they're just having all the children and procreating, then the future is really doomed. So I have to make this baby. I just gotta. No, because also it's funny because that is kind of putting pressure on the kid, because I'm deciding that this kid will be good. But given how big of an empath I am and Franco is, it's going to be hilarious if this baby comes out apathetic. And especially with upbringing, nature versus nurture. We'll see. If we have a psychopath, that'll be an interesting journey, and you'll see about it in the vlogs. How we got our psychopath to care and not kill the cat. So lastly, I have learned how women are so resilient. I have no idea how women walk around just being pregnant. You see it, it's a normal part of life. And some people's pregnancies are very easy breezy, cover girl. But a lot of times it's really hard. But I think because they were able to get pregnant, they're kind of shamed out of complaining, because some people struggle with that. It's really challenging, and I just respect mothers very, very much. And they do say every pregnancy is different, not even just person to person, but if I had a second kid, maybe it wouldn't be as difficult. So that gives me hope. Also, you don't know how a thing's gonna be until you do it. Like, you can imagine, if you've never felt ear pain, you can imagine what ear pain would feel like, but it's different when you feel it. And same with being pregnant. It's something that you can't really even put into words so much, the sort of feelings I'm feeling in this region, the belly. It's been really difficult explaining it and describing it to Franco, and I know that he'll never quite understand because he'll never experience that. Luckily, I have a friend who's pregnant at the same time as me, so we've been kind of complaining together and know exactly what it's like. You're also not prepared. I mean, I don't know what it's going to be like to be a mother. I can imagine, but it's going to be different for me than it was for someone else, and who knows what the future holds. All I can do is plan and prepare and try and be the best I can be in the future. Most people show bumps. I don't know if I should show my bump. I guess I'll show you my bump. I've been watching pregnancy vlogs, so I don't know how that doesn't look too bumpy. There's my bump. Baby can hear my voice apparently. Oh, you like that, baby? Okay, I have to go to work. Ta-ta!